I want to do a new segment, actually.
Here we go.
Nick, please, handheld microphone. And we're on.
Here we go.
Let's go.
So I do feel like as we drift into these summer months and further away from football, with football still deep in the horizon, I think we forget some things about some players that maybe play in the NFL and how great they are. So welcome to a new segment called People Forget.
Okay.
A lot of conversation about Dalvin Cook going to the New York Jets, and I think it's warranted. And let me tell you why I think it's warranted. That backfield, if Dalvin Cook gets into it, and we're assuming this next person that we're about to showcase in People Forget is going to be the top running back duo in the NFL by far. You put Aaron Rodgers at quarterback with weapons outside, they're going to have to stack the box all game long. Oh, Dalvin needs a breather. No big deal. This fucking guy that we are about to show you, rookie out of Iowa State, 5'11", 220 pounds. Pretty basic size motherfucker, to be honest with you.
A little bit. Yeah.
The way he plays is not basic at all. He has all of the tricks that you could potentially need. Here's week 2. How's he going to transition to the NFL? Let me tell you, breakthrough, break some tackles, get to the sideline, run. Dude's unbelievable. Now, the New York Jets had a lot of question marks, obviously.
Yep.
A lot of hurt offensive linemen, quarterbacks like 6 or 7 different ones.
Yep.
And in these highlights, just through the first 7 games, you'll see numerous quarterbacks giving him the ball. Here's week 4 against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the red zone. No big deal. Zach Wilson gives him the rock. Boom. He gets the edge, runs somebody over, gets to the pylon. How you doing? Keep it moving. Now, let's go to week 5. Week 5, shall we? Well, the guy can run, right? Can he catch? Can he be a weapon out of the backfield? Zach Wilson throws a completion. Crazy story. Even crazier story. The rookie running back out of Iowa can seemingly, Iowa State, sorry, in what city?
Ames.
And look at him. Get over me. Get off of me. Now, week 5, not only did he have 1 completion, which we're seeing here on a wheel route down the sideline, he ends up getting tackled. How about another one, huh? Just a little outright, how you doing? Hey, little hezzy, stutter, drag him down to the 1. The man is a freak show. Let's go to week 6 now, shall we? Why not? Week 6, fake pitch, reverse, inside, cut back. How you doing? Keep it moving. Green Bay Packers. This is Breece Hall time. Watch this replay, and you can see the entire team chasing this 5'11", 220 Iowa State Cyclone in his rookie year.
Yep.
Now, week 7 comes up. This would actually be the game in which he tears his ACL in the second quarter. What happens in the first quarter, though? Pitch, outside, see ya!
Damn.
Gone! Track, star!
Pew, pew.
This dude's phenomenal. He's ridiculous. And if Dalvin Cook is paired with him in the backfield, I think the whole world needs to be put on notice. Now, ACL injuries are different. How is his recovery going to be? Because his explosiveness, his elusiveness, his stride, his gait, everything about him is dependent upon him being healthy. But if he is, which science,
It's pretty good.
well, I mean, there's a lot of,
Certain parts.
there's like real debate right now about science as a whole, but science and recovery on an ACL, I think, is much better than it's ever been. I expect him to be all the way back, and I can't wait to watch him. And I think the reason why we wanted to do this is because I remember at the beginning of the season, Jets fucking stink at football.
Yeah.
That's right.
But they would cut into red zone or a highlight would pop on, and it was Breece Hall just fucking running. We got so used to it that we almost forgot that he was a fucking rookie and basically didn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. Shout out to Tone Diggs shaving himself over a mirror.
Yeah, smart.
That's where that started. So if Breece Hall's back and they get Dalvin Cook as well, fucking good night, Irene. Good luck to the New York Jets fans keeping their composure with everything that is potentially on the horizon for them after sucking for like 50 years.
Yeah.
And that was People Forget. Do.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned it too. Like, I think it's easy to kind of forget, but having Rodgers, like what he could potentially do this year. I mean, because not only did their offensive line stink last year, but like you said, it's like 1 week you got Joe Flacco, 1 week you got Zach Wilson, 1 week you got Strafolsky, like
Mike White.
Yeah, Mike White. You get a Hall of Fame quarterback back there with him. Like he could, if he's healthy, he could rush for 1,500 yards this year.
Well, good luck to all of them over there. Exciting times.
Very.
I think it's Dalvin Cook getting linked to the Jets is happening a lot more
dangerous
every single day. I just laid out, Breece Hall's highlights from the first 7 weeks in which he tore his ACL in the second quarter of that game. Already had a touchdown, like 71 yards. His stats, actually, we had them written out here.
80 carries.
I forget what it was.
80 carries, 468 yards.
Dude, he's
5.8 a carry, 4 touchdowns.
7 games, 463 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns, 19 catches, 218 receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns.
he's fucking really, really good. Now, we're just assuming
Really good.
he's going to be the same whenever he comes back from this ACL injury because it's 2023, even though we've seen others kind of hobbled a little bit. And that's why the Dalvin Cook conversation is so interesting, because if they could gel and mend there, that'd be a great tag team, especially down the stretch whenever games matter. You're just kind of got freshness, greatness kind of coming and going with Aaron Rodgers and hopefully a healthier offensive line. What are you hearing about Dalvin Cook, and do you think the Jets' reality is in actuality?
I think it's possible. Like, it's not the kind of thing where I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I think it's going to be a thing. I think it's now. I'm not saying he's going to sign there, but if you're asking me, do I think that the Jets will at least be in the mix? Like, I would imagine they would be. The Breece Hall thing is so fascinating to me. The only one I can sort of compare this to, like last year, he was on his way to being Rookie of the Year. Now, they had the Rookie of the Year, but he was on his way to being Rookie of the Year before Garrett Wilson ended up taking it. He was awesome. Like, one of the best running backs in football. Looks like a future megastar. It kind of reminded me of when Deshaun Watson tore his ACL after that, like, epic 6 or 7 game stretch. You remember that? Like, early. I think it was his rookie year, actually.
Maybe
right,
not.
and I was like,
It's hard to remember a lot from Houston with Deshaun, other than that one. Well,
all injuries.
Yeah.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time.
I know.
Because that was real.
Yeah,
It was.
Might
Wasn't
not
it?
take some
Oh,
time
yeah.
either.
That was crazy that came out of nowhere.
And it was kind of just like one after another after another.
But
after
it,
another.
but it all kind of came at the same time.
Yeah.
Wasn't practicing.
Yeah, because he
Didn't
wanted
practice
traded.
Yeah.
He was still there.
I want out of here.
But not actually.
And then
trade request first, Oh, that was a long, not good chapter. But anyway, yes.
You don't say.
Breece Hall's injury was like, all injuries suck, but I think this is one for me that was like extra sad because he was so good. So like, I think he's going to be ready around the start of the season. Would I guarantee he's going to play week 1? Like, I don't know that. Nobody knows. But I think the best thing would be he doesn't have to. And that's why I think the Dalvin Cook signing actually would make a lot of sense. Now, I don't think the Jets are going to be the highest bidder. If they are a bidder, I don't think they'll be the highest. There'll probably be others. But it makes a lot of sense. So, like, yeah, I think this could be really interesting.
So is it just understood now that the Jets have become a ring-chasing paradise almost, where you said they won't be the biggest offer? That kind of happens. Like in Tampa Bay, it happened. Kansas City, it happens. Anywhere anybody goes to ring chase, they understand that there's a price. You're getting taxed for a chance to potentially go and get one for your legacy. Is it just kind of become understood that that has happened? And what a time for Jets fans. They have to be so fucking pumped.
First of all, yes. And it does a little bit to me feel like the first year in Tampa. Remember, there was all this talk about like, is Brady going to get the band back together? Is he going to get Gronk? And everyone was like, yeah, sure. And then it all happened exactly like everyone talked about basically. Gronk forced himself to get traded, came out of retirement. Everybody wanted to sign in Tampa for a little less money. I could see the Jets being like that because they look like a team whose championship window, like, I don't know how long it's going to be, but it is open. Like, this is a team that looks like, to me, they're going to be competing for all of it. So might you, if you're a veteran, take a little less to go play for a ring? Like, yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
AFC is a tough spot now, but hopefully they'll be able to figure it out. They got all the pieces that you could potentially need, including a championship defense. So Breece Hall might not be ready by week 1 is what I just heard.
Yeah.
He said that a couple different times. That's why the Dalvin Cook thing makes sense. I do wonder what week he will be back, because as we were going through his highlights, he was fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
The NFL missed him last year.
Yeah, and he was like, it's kind of like that rookie thing where they kind of, I don't want to say they held him back early, but they gave him so many, what was it, week 4, 5, and 6, he had like 17, 18 carries each game. I could be.
Yeah, 17, 18, 20.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like he wasn't getting as many carries, and then he fucking just started popping off, and obviously the long touchdown in the last game, he was getting rolling.
Yeah.
It stinks.
Hell of a player.
And they're going to need him. Like, the start of every AFC East team to the season is murderer's row. Like, they need to get off to a good start. I think Lombardi has said before, like, the Super Bowl teams typically start hot, end hot. They might go through a little rut in the middle. But I think, first 5 or 6 weeks is
what do you
tough.
say? People always say, like, the beginning of the season doesn't matter. It does. It does.
Yeah.
Like, if you look back at the teams that end up winning it, normally pretty good football team at the beginning. Now, they're going to get better, but everybody says you start terrible, you can go win it. more of a pipe dream
Yes.
than anything else.
And Aaron Rodgers played his best football when he got a running game. Like when he have a running game and he can play action. Whew.
He doesn't care either. He will hand that fucker
Yes,
off.
he will.
Like everybody talks about Jimmy G and how he only had 6 passing attempts.
Yeah.
If the Green Bay Packers were to ever play in a game in the past and they were to have 180 yards of rushing before contact, Aaron Rodgers would have handed that ball off every single fucking time.
Oh, yeah.
Now every time it would have been like perfectly executed. There would have been some sort of shit.
Carrying out the boot afterwards.
Yeah, there would have been some sort of I'm doing something today.
Yeah.
You know, like a pitch would have been there'd be like a filthy. But he is not scared to have 15 pass attempts in a fucking game.
No.
If it's working, we are good. I think that is something that doesn't get talked about with the mushroom, ayahuasca, psilocybin conversation. It's like, this dude is not like I need to throw the ball 50 times a fucking game type player at all. So with 2 good running backs in the back, he's going to be, I think, oh man, they could do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The AFC very tough.
Absolutely.
Well, he even said last year, like multiple times on the show when they were going through their rut, he was like, hey, we need to get Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon involved more. Like, we need to run the ball more. Like, the receivers are young guys. They're not quite where they need to be yet. Like, we can't win games with me throwing 35 to 40 times. We have a very good stable of backs that we need to get involved into the offense more. And then once they started to do that, that's like when they kind of started to turn things around, because then he could throw it 20 times and they'd have 2 play action bombs where he'd throw, a touch, like a long touchdown, or they'd get a big chunk play. Like, yeah, for whatever reason, people think that he wants to be out there throwing 45 to 50 times a game. And that's just never been who he is throughout his entire career.
At all. It's almost a knock on him because the passing yards that he'll have versus like other people's passing yards, it's like never.
He's never thrown for
way
over
lower.
5,000 yards.
Ever, yeah.